my tourniquet. Always got a tourniquet with me. My EMT shears, my backup knife, K-bar, and then on the back here, my individual officer pack, which has first aid equipment in it, things like that that we need. One of the things, again, I carry extra stuff, pulse oximeter, as well as a blood pressure monitor. And for those who are going to ask, all this stuff that we have here, we do have for sale. We started carrying it for sale once I started carrying it over the years. When I first met my wife, I carried some stuff in my car, not to this extent, but I carried some stuff. So that's on my rig here, and this is my bungee for my rifle. I also carry my vest. It is dirty because it stays in the car, so it floats around. This is a level 3A vest. This is what I carry. This is quick, throw it on top of my plate carrier that has plates in it. So that's that setup. That's this setup here. Also, for those who are out there with us at the range, you guys recognize this. This is my med bag. I do have some medical training, some EMT training, basic as it be, but we keep all our stuff in here. Glass breaker for the car, windows, Neosporin for those who get slide bites, stuff like that. Some extra EMT shears. If we're training in the cold, got the hot hands that we keep in here. We keep a lot of those. These things are awesome in your boots. All you guys, military guys, know. Throw these in your boots and in your socks. Keep your feet warm. Keep your hands warm. Tons and tons of medical tape. Pain relieving ointment. Bandages. Gloves. An additional first aid kit. Stethoscope. I can never ever say that word correctly. An additional first aid kit. Emergency blankets. And an individual first aid equipment. Dust masks, things of that nature. So that's the stuff that we carry in the med bag that's in there. How much does the bag cost? Which bag are you referring to? This med bag? Hey, Jay. If you're referring to the bag itself is 30 bucks, but depending upon what you want us to put in it, it can go up, of course. So you can hit us in a DM and we can set a bag up for your needs, so we can definitely get you situated there. Blood pressure monitor, a blood pressure cuff, I should say, manual. So I have a digital one that's in my ready bag, in my individual officer pack, and then my manual here. And shout out to Brother Rashid for showing us some new techniques. He just became a doctor, so we wanna definitely look out for him. So also in our vehicle, yes, I know it is large. Absolutely, we do, because we have members of our family. The question was, do we have anything that includes care for diabetics? Absolutely, we do. We have diabetics in our family, so we carry the needles as well as the dry self-storage insulin. They're basically one-time use insulin, so if you pop the top on them, you're able to go ahead and withdraw the insulin out of it. We do carry one of these in our car as well, our truck. For those who are like, damn, this is a lot of stuff, we have a Suburban, so we carry this stuff in the Suburban. And for those who have come out to the range day, we have a trunk safe, basically. So other stuff is in that, as you can probably guess what's in that. So freeze-dried fruit and gourmet snacks. So it's 120 servings for us, for our family. This is sufficient for 2 days. This will work for 2 days. So this thing is a little heavy, so give me a second here. Actually, you know, we'll do that last. I'll do my case last. So my other bag I carry here. What about Deathstrokes 50? You know what? Hit me in the DM. We actually have, the question was, what about Deathstrokes 50? We actually have some Deathstrokes 50, I guess you can say packs. they're experimental packs that were given to us by a family member who works at Kaiser. So I'll show you a picture of those. I'll take a picture of them. I don't have them with me, but I'll definitely show you. Hey, Linda, how are you doing? All right, so guys, included in all of this stuff is my backpack. We have a diving knife here made by Fury. I love this knife. It's extremely sharp. It has all the holes in here, so if you are having to go diving, go get fish, go whatever, it doesn't weigh you down. The water flows through it. So that's on here as well. So up front, old school flashlight. Takes the big Rayvac batteries. We still carry those. Also, we got batteries here, spare batteries, change out every couple of years for other devices, portable radios, things like that. Are you
No questions over here.
Okay, so in this bag, solar charger for your phones, things like that, USB devices, radios. This radio has a piece of tape on it because this is my primary radio that stays in this bag. Short range 22 caliber ammo in this bag. Tissues, gloves, surgical tape, as well as I'll come along just in case I need to tie this bag down to something as we're moving.
And can you repeat what you're going through again for the people who've just joined?
So all this stuff, all this equipment that you see, this is stuff that we carry, our family carries in one of our vehicles. We have a Suburban, so we have a little bit more room. Of course, my trunk safe I can't take out of the trunk to show you, but for those who've been to the range and things like that, we have a trunk safe. Absolutely, Linda, we have those. That's coming up. You'll see those in the case when I pull the case up. The question was about, what about goggles? So in this bag, again, radios. And that USB charger, I'm sorry, the solar charger you saw will charge these radios, as well as it can run on batteries. So radios. In here, these are surgical gowns in case you need to do surgery in the field. You never know. Toiletry bags, things for the ladies, as well as soap, toiletry, toilet paper and stuff like that. So this is a small surgery prep kit. So it has everything that you need in here to do minor surgeries.
Someone said, how many go bags do you have?
Four total.
For a family of how many?
Family of 5, but I'm responsible for my grandmothers and things like that. So technically 7, possibly 8 if my aunts need extra extraction as well. So we have a question. Yeah, we do have sat phones. They're actually mounted. We have one sat phone that is actually mounted in the car, as well as a rechargeable case for my Streamlight. I carry a Streamlight DS. That is my duty flashlight, as well as my backup flashlight in my vehicle. And the question is, and your 2A radios, the ones that you need a ham license for. I don't have those type of radios. I do have a CB set up in our vehicle. And so there's a lot of my partners that we roll with. They have CB setups, so we're good there. Technically, yes, we need a ham license for, but hey, natural disaster, civil unrest, who's checking for licenses? The other question was, do you suggest packing a ghillie suit? Yeah, I mean, depending upon where you live, absolutely. Unfortunately, a ghillie suit's not going to do us any good here in the city, but it wouldn't hurt to pack one. My people, what's up? Give me just 1 second. I'll get you in there. So going back to the case here. So in here we have alcohol prep kits, light sticks, things like that. Small kits. Emergency blankets again. Tons and tons of paracord. Tons of paracord.
What is paracord?
So paracord, basically, if you guys can possibly see it, So paracord is basically braided cord that you're able to tie things down with, tie people up with, fish with, etc. Depending upon your paracord, you actually can use it to repel. This one, I think the tensile strength on this one is, this one's a 550 nylon braided. So this is not gonna hold too much weight, but in a pinch, it'll help you out, and that's the paracord. So, tons of oxygen cables in case someone needs to be hooked up to oxygen. If we can source oxygen, we have tons of cables for that. Again, hot hands, tons of hot hands. We keep those. Gloves, and there's some of your diabetic needles. Someone was asking about. There you go. Official, yeah, absolutely, we have one. You'll see it in just a couple minutes. More gloves, more stationary emergency blankets, first aid kits, so band-aids, things like that, alcohol preps, and maps. Tons and tons of maps. AAA is your friend when it comes to maps. Tons of maps of all the surrounding areas. Let me see if I can break that down for you guys to see. So, Bakersfield map.
That's California.
Yeah, for those who don't know. LA freeway system map. We don't need that. Sonoma Coast map.
That's California.
This is all gonna be California, just so you guys know. LA again, this is the updated freeway map. LA central and western areas. Southern area of Los Angeles, and Arizona and New Mexico. So I lied. Yeah, Arizona and New Mexico.
Which is a neighboring city.
Yeah, neighboring state.
State, sorry. Yeah.
So again, surgical prep kit, another one. So this one comes with chloro prep, alcohol prep, the curved scissors, as well as the standard scissors, forceps, gauze, cotton tip applicator, and safety pin applicators. So I have more of the same in here. You guys can maybe see this. So I carry normal saline as well in there. We got about 50 of these available in our kit. I'm just gonna throw this stuff back in here and I'll pack it up later. And just for those who have people in their family that have asthma, this is a Buterol, a liquid Buterol administrator. So for those who've ever had to have a breathing treatment, this is the breathing treatment system right here. And that's because I did at one point have asthma.
Do we carry water purification kits?
Yes, the tablets are actually in that case, the bag I just had. My people, what's up? You mentioned saffron. How much? Depending upon which saffron you want, you're looking in between like $400 to $600 and all the way up to like $2,000. So the one that we have is just a basic saffron. I think we paid about $300 for it a long time ago. And it actually is a SIM card that went into an old cell phone that converted it into a sat phone that was unlocked. All right, so in this bag again, knife, bag ripped here, guys, but earpieces for your walkie-talkies. These are earpieces, so you're not broadcasting out openly where people can hear you talking, give up your position, etc. Here we go. Knife sharpener. As you see, I use this. It does get used. It's a knife sharpener. Another Buterol administrator emergency blanket again. This is the surgical antiseptic that we carry in our bags. You guys see that? More of the syringes and needles for diabetic. Ointments, lots and lots of ointments. This ointment is basically good for every damn thing. This ointment is, I'll read it off to you, it's for wound care, for bites, burns, rashes, chafing, itching, cuts, scrapes, all of the good stuff, burns, cuts. So This stuff is really good stuff. We have tons of it that we keep. Ice packs, just in case we need them. So let's throw this stuff back in here.
What about tarp for shelter?
Yep, we have the big one, the orange one. Just give me a second. This case is heavy. Good stuff.
Sounds so delicious.
Believe it or not, I actually made our kids eat this for like 3 or 4 days because they complained about what we were cooking. So I made them eat MREs for dinner for like 3 or 4 days. Needless to say, they stopped complaining about what we cooked. Peanut butter, orange flavored juice drink, tortillas, and this is your packet that your heater goes in so you don't burn your hands. And good old M&Ms. Throw that back in here.
For your sugar.
Linda laughed. Yeah, we did it, Linda. I made them eat those for like 3 or 4 days. They hated it, but they stopped complaining. All right. Any questions before I go any further, guys? Any questions at all?
No questions.
No questions? Any questions on my side? Exactly. We're very considerate of vegan folks. I'm trying to lose some weight here, so I try to keep stuff, not only lose weight, but because I have some dietary health issues, I gotta make sure I have stuff ready to go. So the question is, with that much weight, what does it do on your fuel economy, and what safeguards do you have from people preventing and breaking in your truck? Okay, so that's 2 questions. One, weight and fuel economy. I drive a V8, 5.7 liter. It sucks gas anyway. We do carry 2 extra gas cans, which are 10 gallons, and I think the other one's 20 gallons. I don't necessarily carry them with me all the time, but they are readily available for me. So yeah, it does do a little bit of damage on the fuel economy, but long story short, it's negligible. You're not gonna really notice. And honestly, a lot of this is not that heavy. I'm already pulling, or I shouldn't say pulling, but I'm already driving a vehicle that's, 3,900 pounds by itself, if not a little bit more than that, 4,000 pounds. So I have a Suburban that, as you probably know, sits on a truck chassis, so it's pretty big in itself. And safeguards. So generally speaking, all of this stuff is locked up. And when I say locked up, it's in the very back of the vehicle. It's got a lock on it. The back of the vehicle is also secure, meaning it's bolted down. The safe that this stuff sits on, which is strapped down and locked to the safe, you would need about 4 hours to be able to either take the vehicle. If you're gonna take the vehicle, fine, you ain't got the vehicle.
But it also sits in the garage.
Very much so. It sits in the garage 99% of the time, if we're not in it. Or if you don't take the vehicle, you're going to need about 4 hours to cut the bolts that are holding down the safe, which is attached to everything else in the vehicle, which this stuff sits on and is locked to. Tarp here, this is what I was telling you guys, for shelter. Very heavy rubber tarp. Okay, so Linda asked about goggles. As far as prepping, you have everything in your car. Do you have? Absolutely, and that's something we could talk about later on. We do have a rally point. Of course, I'm not going to tell you guys where it is here, but as well as our clients who are part of our Preppers Network, they know who and where they are supposed to go and contact when there's certain situations, basically. And yes. The other part of the question, we have a very similar and identical-esque kit at home. It's readily available to us and the kids if the kids need to get it. So goggles. These are ESS goggles here. I need to pop the thing back on.
Dad,
Yes. What do you need?
after you're done, can you come look at my Iron Man?
Yes. Goggles.
I made him get the way.
goggles here, made by ESS. These actually have an additional lens that go in it. It's tinted, is what I was trying to say.
And what are the goggles for?
Basically keeping dust, debris out of your face, tear gas, pepper spray, stuff like that. So I'll go over this real quick. So this is the other pair that we keep in here. These goggles here. You guys see those? So Linda, I hope that answers your question in regards to goggles. So one of the things that we keep in here that most people don't think about is parts. We're Glock heavy in this family. Yes, Preppers Network. Yes, absolutely. There's a toolkit in my vehicle for road emergencies. So flares, and they're digital flares that we keep, as well as spare tire. Most people have a spare tire, as well as fix-a-flat, things like that, extra hoses, universal hoses that can be cut to fit real quick with a knife or scissors. We're Glock heavy in this family, so I keep a box of Glock parts. Tons of Glock parts and tools to fix Glocks, just in case we need to fix a Glock on the move. We have 99% of the parts that you would need, minus a frame, a slide, and a barrel in this box. Yes, I carry a ballistic helmet. I absolutely do. It's been beat up, it's been binged up. This is the MSA. I won't show you the serial number, but it's an MSA helmet. It's a level 3A helmet. So you never know. I used to have a cover on it from when I was in the guard, but it's off, of course, don't need it. So we carry that. Double sleeping bags for the family. I'm not necessarily worried about myself, but the kids and stuff. This is a sleeping bag for them. It's 2 bags in this. Gas mask, or a NIOSH mask, I should say. Not necessarily a gas mask, but a respirator, a breathing apparatus. Spare mag pouch for additional AR mags. If I need to throw this on my waist, throw it on, attach it to my leg, good to go. An additional kit here. This one has our glow sticks, Gas X, just in case you need it for floating. Ponchos. We have 2 of these in our bags. More of the antiseptic cream. And emergency drinking straws. We have 2 of those. And I gotta shout out my buddy Rolando. Won't tell you what agency he's with, but he got me some of those for my birthday a couple years back, and I've had them ever since. Turn my camera a little. Give me 1 second. That better? That work? All right.
There's our beautiful ice cream truck.
Yep. So again, guys, emergency equipment. So this here, let's see if I can pop it open for you guys. Try to move this paper so you guys can see. So this is basically awesome. This is basically a kit for IV. If you need to spike an IV, this is your cable and things right here. Not your cable, your tubes for IV to spike IV bags. So all your stuff is here. Your regulator is in there as well. Paracord bracelet here with the God, my brain is freezing. Compass. Paracord bracelet. Rope. Tons of rope. 500 to 1,000 foot cords here. Tons of rope. I also have a winch that's available to me on my vehicle as well. So if we need it, it's there. For those who know what this is a big ass flashlight and a big ass weapon if you needed to use it. Mag light right here, damn near indestructible. We carry batteries with this and the rechargeable insert. So we got these as well. Yes, I carry flex cuffs. You never know when you need them. I carry them. I've got about, what, 6 pairs here? 5 to 6 pairs of flex cuffs. We carry these in our kit as well. So, emergency shovel right here. So, you got a shovel on one side, pick on the other side. You never know when you need to dig a trench or dig a ditch. All right. Multiple knives as well. This is a paracord knife. You have a paracord that's attached to the end of it. This is the M-Tech knife. And this one also comes with a sharpener and fire starter. So you got that on there as well. And then an additional M-Tech smaller knife, you guys can see. Where you going? Where you been going, LOL, and I need to get ready. We'll talk about that. We'll definitely talk about that.
Who was that?
That is, I don't want to butcher her name, Brianna24. All right, so the all-important question: what's in the ammo cans? This particular ammo can actually has tons and tons of tie-down straps, come-alongs, things like that. Like I said, we have access to a winch on our vehicle. If we need to pull somebody out of a ditch, strap some gear that we acquired on the way, we can strap it down to the vehicle. Or if we need to take our gear and transform into a different vehicle, brain freeze, or to a airplane, or to some other type of automobile, plane, train, or bus, or boat, we have plenty of straps to tie stuff down with. Ammo. You guys really can't see, but down in the bottom of the case, put that back. Down in the bottom of the case is cut out. Okay, you guys see? Yeah, it's cut out. We have ammo that is down in the bottom. So, ammo for our shotguns, ammo here, ammo can here. I keep sealed up that way I don't get tempted to use this ammo for range days and things like that. So it's full of ammo for all of the calibers that we.
That was such a lovely gift.
More ammo here.
Shout out your wife for that lovely ammo can.
More ammo here. This is hot loads, hot loads that we carry.
Greg said you never know when you might need to dig a ditch. Well, I know when I don't want to dig a ditch. Anytime I'm not sitting on a backhoe.
Yes, and unfortunately I don't have a portable backhoe with me. So, extra ball for our hitch, just in case we need to change the size. This is a 2-inch. I have a 2 1/4 on there now, just in case. So that's there. An additional first aid kit and D-rings, just in case we need D-rings. These are rated for 500 pounds a piece.
And what are D-rings for?
Hooking up, change cables, things like that. You need to run, change the cable.
Anybody have any questions?
Any questions, guys? I know it's a lot. Any questions? And no, I don't have an inflatable raft. If I need to get an inflatable raft, I'll steal a boat at that point.
We have nowhere to go in California. Where are we going to go out to?
Hold on, I got a question here. How many weapons should you pack in a kit? Depending upon the size of your vehicle, depending upon the need, and depending upon how many people you have that is in your party.
How many can fit in our Suburban safe?
You can get 18 in the safe that we particularly we carry. And for those who have range day, it's usually full to the gills with things, especially for range days.
And that can hold shotgun, rifle,
everything,
handgun. Yeah. No questions from our Facebook people. You guys are quiet on my side. Any questions from your people?
So my people, what's up? You come out to the purpose course. Once you come out to the purpose course and you take that course and you feel comfortable with everything that we talked about, we'll go ahead and get you vetted.
Bring the food back up because Greg said emergency provisions, all that surviving, you might get hungry. So for you, Greg, we have an answer for you.
There you go.
There you go. And we have some MREs in there.
Yeah. So to answer your question, my people, what's up? You come out to the purpose course, you get into the purpose course, you take the purpose course, you feel comfortable with everything that's gone on in the purpose course. We'll get you vetted, run the background, get you vetted. If you are comfortable with everything after that, we get you into the Purpose Network, and you're privy to all the information that we have, that we have, as well as that we share with others that are in that network, as well as getting you maps and things that are situated for us, where we have locations not only in California but in other states. Fire extinguishers in the vehicle, we have 3 of those in there. 2 small ones and a large Class C fire extinguisher. Too damn heavy to take out the car. Plus, I got to unscrew it. There's too much going on.
The ice
Whistles.
To sit there.
You don't necessarily need a whistle, in my opinion, but if you got a whistle, you got a whistle.
Anybody want any ice cream from the ice cream truck?
Ice cream.
It's back there somewhere. We have no questions on our end.